Today we're trying something a little different. We're hopping into Madden. We're loading in as the New York Giants, who are the worst rated team in the game. And we are going to steal a player from every team that we beat. So let's look at this. If we beat the Vikings the first game of the season, we get to steal a player from them. Now, we aren't just going to steal their best player. We get to steal based on some wheel spins. We're going to spin two other wheels, an offense and a defense wheel, and then a starter or a backup wheel. And then we get to pick from there so that it kind of makes sense and fits the team. But throughout the season, we are going to be stealing, hopefully, from multiple teams. So let's start with our first week. We got the Minnesota Vikings. We could end up with a pretty good player here. I just want to go through, show y'all how this is going to actually work out. So as you can see, we lost to the Vikings 27-21. So looks like we aren't getting a new player yet. All right, let's see if we can beat the Commanders. They have a rookie quarterback we could steal. That would be pretty great. And we can't. All right, the Browns don't have a quarterback we could steal, but maybe they have somebody. No, because we can't beat them either. Can we beat the Cowboys? This might end up being the worst team of all time. I cannot lie. We can't beat the Cowboys. Can we beat the Seahawks? No, we are 0-5. What a start to the season. Man, oh man. We beat the Bengals. Okay. We finally get a wheel spin. I don't know why I said there was going to be a wheel spin for the team, but we can do the offense and defensive ones. So let's spin our wheel. We get an offensive player from the Bengals. This could be great. This could be great. Now we head to this wheel. Starter, backup, or third string. We get to pick a Bengals offensive starter. Now we go and pick out who that's going to be. And obviously, I think it's going to be Joe Burrow. It just makes too much sense, at least to me. Who else could it be? I mean, Burrow's in 97 overall. There's no way it's not Burrow. Beat the team, steal the player. The Giants might get better really quick. And there you have it, Joe Burrow, now your quarterback for the New York Football Giants. By the way, we're not ending this video until this team wins a Super Bowl, whatever that takes. Let's see if we can beat the Eagles. Maybe bring Saquon back to New York. That would be interesting. Can we win back-to-back games? That is the question. No. We played them close, which we'll accept right now. Let's go play against the Steelers. We do beat the Steelers, so we do get to pick that. All right, let's get our wheels spinning. Offense, defense, or special teams from the Steelers. We're getting a special teamer. So backup and third string won't work here. So we're just picking one of their special teamers. Let's go pick who that's going to be. I mean, Chris Boswell is the best kicker in the game, but we can get Cordy P to be our return man and like some other things. But I think Boswell is going to have to be the guy. He is the best kicker in the game. And I doubt we have to give up that much. Sick. See? Not much. Chris Boswell is welcome to the team. All right, now we see, can we beat Washington? Get win number 3 or nah? Or nah, actually. Unfortunate. What about the Panthers? Can we beat Carolina? We cannot. All right, now we get a bye week, so if we win the bye week, do we get a free agent? Nah, that's not how that works. Would be funny if it was, though. The Buccaneers, they have a bunch of good players. We would love a Buccaneer on this team. We do get one. Let's figure out which one. Offense, defense, special teams. Incredible. I do wish I could change the size of special teams. But we get an offensive player, and it is going to be a backup. We get to pick a backup from the Bucs. There could be a backup that is beneficial to this team, though. Could be one that is a benefit to the New York Football Giants. Because technically a wide receiver 2, well, a wide receiver 3 in Madden would be a backup. So We could take whoever their wide receiver 3 is. We could take, technically it would be Jalen McMillan. I don't know why Godwin's not listed there. And I think that's going to have to be who we take. Jalen McMillan wouldn't even play here, though. That's okay. You got to make moves eventually, and we're making moves now. That might not be enough. I just didn't want to have to go edit things, but all right. Jalen McMillan is now here to be our wide receiver 4, I guess. And I think I fixed the wheels a little bit to be less bad, at least a little bit. Not perfectly even anymore, but that's okay, because now we get to play the Cowboys. And my goodness, wouldn't we all like the Cowboys to be bad? Let's advance to next week. Can we steal a player from Dallas? No, we cannot. How about from Nolans? Can we steal a Saint? We can. Barely, but we can. Let's steal a New Orleans Saint. And who's it going to be? Offense and or defense? We're going to get another special teamer? No, we're going to get an offensive player. We don't build the defense in New York. And then are we going to get a starter, a backup, or a third stringer? We will get a starter on offense from whoever. The Saints, yes. My goodness, memory lapse. So who do the Saints have that would be of the most use to us offensively? Alvin Kamara's fine, but we could hope for better. Chris Olave's injured, so we can't trade for him even if we want to. I think Eric McCoy is the move. The Giants O-line sucks. Eric McCoy is one of the best centers in the league. So we're going to trade for Eric McCoy. And there we have it. Eric McCoy is now the starting center for this team and one of our 5 best players already. So that actually is a big move for this team. Will it move us in the right direction? I don't know. We aren't making the playoffs this year, so we'll see. Maybe we can beat the Ravens and steal somebody useful from them. And we sim past the Ravens to see a win. We're at win number 5. We are not the worst ever, which is good. So let's see what we get from the Ravens. Starting with where on the team we're going to steal a defensive player for the first time. Let's go. Finally, some defensive improvement. And then we are going to steal we're stealing a backup. Unfortunate, but we're stealing a backup. So let's go see who that's going to be. Ravens defensively, they have any backups that are any good. Malcolm Roach looks like our best option right now. Maybe a Trenton Simpson, maybe an Adisa Isaac, but I feel like we can get better at that specific spot. I don't know. Riley Moss might be okay for us. Marcus Williams might be. I think we're going to go after Trenton Simpson, though, because at least right now he can grow with the team. And we said we needed a backup. We did not say which one it had to be. And we're taking one that will do. I didn't want to edit him. I wanted to trade him. The nice thing about trading for Trenton Simpson is he is going to be able to develop with the team over time as we slowly build this out. All right, now with Trenton Simpson on the team, we get to play the Falcons and hopefully add another great player to the team. Unfortunately, we won't. We do get to play the Colts. Can we steal a Colt? Yes, we can. Let's see who it's going to be. Let's start with where on the field they play. We're getting a special teamer. No, we're getting an offensive player. Wonderful. If we get a starter, we're getting Jonathan Taylor. Ooh, or Quentin Nelson. We're getting, oh no, a third stringer. That hurts. That hurts. That hurts. So we can get Sam Ellinger. We can get Tyler Goodson. We can get a receiver who wouldn't matter. We can get Will Mallory. We can get... That's it. Those are your third stringers. That's so tough. I'm going to say screw it and go Will Mallory, I guess, because that makes such a difference. None of this really matters. Technically, we're getting worse. Why would you not accept that? Daniel Bellinger. His name is Daniel. Dude, fucking good God. All right, man. ridiculous. Will Mallory. We made our team worse, but that's the wheel, man. That's what the wheel does to you. Makes you suffer from Will Mallory. All right. Can we beat the Eagles to finish out the season? No. All right. We got some holes in our staff now. Or not. All right. Sweet. I'm glad we don't. I don't want to have to deal with that. Let's keep it moving. Season recap. We have the Ravens beating the Bucks. Baker falls just short, but Lamar Jackson finally gets himself a ring. Nnamdi Madubuike is your Super Bowl MVP, though. Love to see that. So the only thing we can really do in the offseason is re-sign guys. We aren't going to go out into free agency, obviously. But is every guy worth signing? No. But starters, we definitely want to make sure they are staying. Like for now, Darius Slayton. I don't know what we're going to have on this team. Maybe we should bring you back. He wants to test out free agency. We can't stop him. Anybody else? Like Aziz could be a guy for something someday, maybe. He's willing to stay. Look at that. Evan Neal will accept your option even though you're bad because we don't have any other options right now. Nobody else is really playing an important spot for us except Jamie Gillen. We'll keep the hammer. Thank you. Sick. And yeah, I'm going to say that's good. Like we could keep Adoree, but we do still get draft picks, so we're going to wait for the draft. And we are with the 4th pick. Will Johnson is gone, but there is a corner on the board, which would replace a guy, which is an important need to us. And plus the star power of Travis Hunter in New York. Who can say no? Who could say no? Possibly. Not us. That's why Travis Hunter is a Giant now. In the 2nd round, there are every quarterback ever, apparently. Some tight ends. You got Tyler Warren. You got Mason Taylor. We're going to take Mason Taylor. We've got holes, and we can patch them slowly and slightly with draft picks. Because, again, we are trying to win a Super Bowl still. We just can't make outside of draft moves that don't involve our team. Wow, Tyler Warren didn't go until just now. That's insane. Shamar Stewart's available. Deal. Welcome to the Giants. Add to that defensive line, I guess. Get a 3rd hidden dev guy. We love to see that. Anybody good still on the board in the 4th round? Torrey Horton in this draft class isn't a high overall, but he's got great speed and he's a hidden dev guy. So we can develop him as probably just as a returner, but it doesn't hurt to take a guy. We've made it to the 7th round. I don't know if I'm going to recognize any names here, but we're going to look position by position, see if there's Caleb Johnson is a potential undrafted free agent. So is Harrison Whaley, though. Wyoming legend. Is he actually declaring for the draft? Hold on. Oh, well, we fucked up and missed our pick. That's fantastic. So we get to pick a running back later, I guess. We took an offensive lineman. I forgot to not let that happen. We are going to pick Caleb Johnson, though. Harrison Whaley, it's insane to see him there. But Caleb Johnson might actually just start for this team. Because I think this game's weird for letting him fall. So he might be a starter. We'll see, though. Either way, that's our draft. I think we smashed it. So we open the season against the Vikings 2 years in a row. Can we steal a Viking? We can. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Who we stealing from my favorite football team? It's going to be a special teamer. All right, man. Incredible. Is their punter better than ours? No. Their kicker's definitely not. Who are they using as a return man? Weird. Nobody. And they also cut their... Okay, so in this particular case, where they don't have a guy anywhere that fits better, we just get the unfortunate news of getting nothing. So we win a game, add nothing. We go play the Eagles, we add nothing. Well, hopefully, actually, we win and we add something. Let's hope it's not a special teamer again. Who's it gonna be? A defensive player from the Eagles. Good to know. And that defensive player is going to be a starter. Thank God. So, new question. What do we need most defensively? On the defensive line, I'm going to make Shamar a starter for right now. Probably something on the defensive line that's not a defensive tackle. I don't know if there's anywhere with a bigger need. Ooh, safety's kind of big, though, too. All right, let's go to the Eagles. Let's call them up and let's say, hey, we're taking somebody from your team. I don't want C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Quinion Mitchell would be interesting, but I think the answer is going to be Jalen Carter. I think it's just got to be Jalen. And with that, we now have a new third best player on the roster, Jalen Carter. Gonna have to make some big moves. Gonna have to make some... Actually, I think that's gonna be a huge win for us trying to win games. I really do. All right, can we beat the New Orleans Saints again and maybe actually get somebody useful from their roster this time? We're 3-0. This is big. Let's find out who and what we taking. We are going to take a offensive player for sure. And that offensive player is going to be another starter. Let's go. Love to see that. I think this time it's time to just go wide receiver unless they have something much better. I just don't think they do because they're the Saints and they're not very good offensive. And, like, yeah, Chris Olave is their best player. Like, we could take a left tackle, but we don't need it. Kamara's not that good anymore. So we're going to take Olave. And there you have it. Chris Olave, welcome to the Giants. We're building out a team. It's wild that we still only have got 190 overall from all these trades. All right, can we steal a commander? No, we lose to the Commanders. Can we steal a Raider? Max Crosby, maybe? We do get a Raider. Will it be Max Crosby? Let's find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. It's going to be an offensive player from the Raiders, and it's going to be... Yikes. And it's going to be a backup. We're stealing a Raiders backup. All right. As per usual, there are no backups really worth trading for. So we're going to trade for Michael Mayer. And by that, I mean, we're going to trade our slightly better tight end for a slightly worse one who's younger because why not? Because why not? You know, we still have the tight end we drafted, Mason Taylor, starting, but Michael Mayer will exist to do something, I'm sure. All right, can we steal a player from the Chiefs? It won't be Mahomes. That's all I know. But we do get to, so who's it going to be? Starting with a defensive player. Thank you very much. And that defensive player will be a starter. Good. So that Chiefs defensive starter, Chris Jones is the smartest choice here to a degree. Like, he's the best player here, but he's the oldest player here. Whereas we can take a Trent McDuffie, who's almost just as high of an overall, but he's way younger and fits the timeline of a slow build in New York. So Trent McDuffie, welcome to the squad. There you have it. Trent McDuffie adds an actual big name player to this team, and this team's looking sick now. Trent McDuffie gonna go make a bunch of plays for us, I'm sure. All right, let's see. Do we get to steal a Cowboy? We do. Who's it gonna be? Wheel is going, and we are getting a offensive player from Dallas. Okay, we like that. And that offensive player is going to be a starter for sure. W starter. So the quick and easy answer is CeeDee Lamb. Don't know if I'm going to talk myself out of CeeDee Lamb, but maybe. We got to go see who the Cowboys got offensively and see who we want to steal. See, CeeDee Lamb makes the most sense long term and maybe even short term. I can't lie. Tyler Smith makes more sense short term. Our offensive line isn't great. Offensive lines win championships. Zach Martin is better, but Tyler Smith is the guy. And there he is, Tyler Smith, adding to our incredible roster. So we should be pushing for, we're 6-1. We're pushing towards a playoff appearance anyways. What can we steal from New England? I can't think of that many very good players on the Patriots, but that's why I was so sure we were going to get to steal one. And we will be stealing a offensive player. All right. And that offensive player is, if it doesn't land on starter. Okay, it's landing on starter. I was going to say if it doesn't land on starter, we're just not doing it. But we do get to steal a Patriots starter. So let's do that. There's really two offensive line spots we could kind of use. Right tackle and, my God, hello? What positions exist? Right tackle and maybe a right guard scenario. It would have to be a really good one. Their best offensive player, though, is Rico Dowdle. Will Campbell is the only thing that could make sense. Mike Onwenu also slightly does, but Campbell's better. We could make him a right tackle. It's got to be Will Campbell. He's going to develop into the franchise right tackle we need. All right. Not as big of an overall guy there, but we do officially have, too far, Will Campbell. So the offensive line is looking fairly okay. We can use an improvement at left guard, but that's about it. We're chilling. We have the pieces needed to go on a run. I think if we can beat the Eagles and maybe steal a Saquon Barkley, we really have the pieces to go on a run. The Eagles are going to make it interesting, though, because do I want to fix the O-line or do I want Saquon? It might not matter. We could end up with a defensive player again. Let's find out. We're getting an offensive player from the Eagles. We might be bringing Saquon home. Will we, though? The Eagles don't have any backups I want, so if we don't land a starter, we're not making a trade. Oh, come on. No. The Saquon homecoming is just not happening. So no trade. We move. Fuck it, we ball. And then we lose to the Packers. How unfortunate. And we beat the bye week, so that's good. We keep it rocking. We get the Chargers. I don't know if they'll have a guy for us, but they might. We're going to go find out. Who's it going to be, though? We're going to get a special teamer. Never mind. We're not making it. Wait. Oh, damn. We're not making a trade because I know the Chargers don't. Wait. We're going to go trade for AJ Scott. I lied. Or JK Scott. My God. Never mind. They don't have him anymore. So we're taking nothing. Back-to-back wins with no trade. Broncos, they could give us Quinn Miners, and they might. Let's get this wheel a-spinning, and we're going to end up with a fucking special teamer again. They ain't got nothing for us, so we out. Let's beat the Rams. This is frustrating. All right, let's beat the Lions. We could steal an Aiden Hutchinson here. This is what we like. Ooh, yeah. No, an Aiden Hutchinson is still the move. If we get a starter, and we do, we get to steal Aiden Hutchinson. I am thinking of the wrong team. We don't get to steal Aiden Hutchinson. We haven't beat the Lions yet. We beat the goddamn Rams. I knew I was fucking something up. So we get a defensive player from the Rams, and that is going to be Jared Verse. It's going to be Jared Verse. There you have it. Welcome to the team, Jared Verse. Hopefully he's super important for us. We will find out soon, though. Now let's see if we can get an Aiden Hutchinson. Oh, goodness. We cannot. We lose to the Lions. We play the Cowboys again. We could get a Micah Parsons type beat from them. We lose to the Cowboys. We fall to 11-4 on the season. We face Washington, whom we have never beat. But we beat them this time. So guess that's been up this whole time. That's fine. Spin the wheel again. We're going to take a offensive player. Probably won't be Scary Terry. It's going to be Sam Cosme if we get a starter, though. And we do. Sam Cosme, welcome to the team. So now adding Sam Cosme, wherever he's actually at, we have one of the best O-lines in football. Between Andrew Thomas, Sam Cosme, Eric McCoy, Tyler Smith, and Will Campbell, we should be cooking. The first team we get to cook with this roster is the Chicago Bears, who are going to give us somebody, maybe. What are we taking from the Bears? We are going to take a special teamer. They could have a punter worth trading for, though, so let's find out. Tory Taylor isn't much of an upgrade, but he is technically a slight one, so I guess we're going to take it just to have improved the team a bit, or not, because they think Tory Taylor's the second coming, apparently. Yeah, you're not worth giving up that much for, I promise. I could get a better punter for less, so wild card weekend, we get to play the Seahawks. This is our first chance at the end of the video against the Seahawks. We will win 35-18. Can we can go snag one of the Seahawks players. So that's going to be anybody, maybe? An offensive player. It's going to be Ken Walker as long as we land a starter. We get to steal a running back going into the biggest moment of the playoffs. Or we get to steal nothing. Do they have any backups that feel respectable? No. Never mind. We get to steal nothing in the playoffs. Everything's depressing. 49er time. And we beat them. So time to try again. Let's get that wheel spinning. And it's a defensive player this time. We might get a Nick Bosa type guy or I don't know who else they got over there, but as long as we get a starter, we can make a play. And we don't. That's so unfortunate, dude. We're going to make the Super Bowl and not get a single player, possibly. Let's see if we can beat the Packers. I'm leaving that up. I don't care. We're leaving it up. Did we win? No, we lost. We lose to the Packers in the NFC Championship game. We get Chiefs-Packers. I bet you Ken Walker or Christian McCaffrey make that different. Damn, we got one more season of team building to do. Full season recap tells us that the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Mahomes gets Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen finally wins an MVP. All right, good to know. Good to know. I do want to go look. How did our team perform this year? Joe Burrow was that guy. Tyrone Tracy. We need a running back, man. I hope we can get one in a trade. Wan'Dale Robinson is our best player. Our best receiver. That's wild when you have Malik Neighbors and Chris Olave, but all right. Defensively, Trenton Simpson was doing stuff, I guess. We had a lot of guys getting sacks. At least we were, getting pressure. That's good. Bobby Okereke had 6 picks. Travis Hunter has 2 as a rookie. Not bad. All right, important players to maybe keep around include Wan'Dale Robinson. This is a lot of money, but I don't care. I'm glad we got the deal done. Deontay Banks, we got to accept an option on. Anybody else? Jalen Carter, we're definitely going to accept the option on. Ooh, do we have staff to fill this time? Oh, we do. We lost our offensive coordinator. Who's out there? Guess we'll bring back Justin King. All right. Now, we keep it moving. We head to the draft. I'm actually just going to go ahead and simulate the draft because there's nothing we can do. I didn't scout this one, so it doesn't matter. And I don't want to be in that draft for 8 hours, so it's okay. All right, so here's how different the team is looking going into this year. I don't know why the depth chart, even though I set it, the auto isn't setting itself. So we got Joe Burrow. We got Tyrone Tracy still. We now have Kari Blasingame to play fullback, so that's fun. Our receiving core is Chris Olave, Malik Neighbors, and Wan'Dale Robinson. We could maybe use some improvement there. Tight end is Mason Taylor. Offensive line is where it gets good. We got Andrew Thomas. We got Sam Cosme. We got Eric McCoy. We've got Tyler Smith. And we've got Will Campbell. That's sick. Defensively, we've got Shamar Stewart, Jalen Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Jared Verse, still have Kayvon Thibodeau back there, Bobby Okereke, Trenton Simpson, Brian Burns, Trent McDuffie, Drew Phillips, Travis Hunter. Safeties aren't great. I actually am going to let the corner, Deonte Banks, be a starting safety just because it would help our team. The other guy we traded for was Chris Boswell. Another guy we might want is a freaking middle linebacker now. We'll see, though. We're going to start by playing the Titans, and we do beat them, so let's see. Honestly, here's the thing. Well, we got to do both, so let's see. Offense, defense, special teams. It's going to be defense. Okay, the Titans have one of those that's useful to us. Will we get a starter? Nope, so no trade. See if we can beat the Cardinals. And we do beat the Cardinals, so let's spin again, see if it goes. We are not taking a special teamer from the Cardinals, so keep it pushing. The Ravens, though, they have something somewhere. Let's see if we can get a Raven. We are 3-0 to start this season. We're taking an offensive player from the Ravens, so Mark Andrews or Derrick Henry, whoever's better overall, if we get a starter. And we do. Whoever's better overall, just better overall. This is our Super Bowl year. This is it. Because, like, it suddenly becomes a big problem. Oh, my goodness, he's gone. Looks like Mark Andrews, you are a New York football giant. All right, and there we have it somewhere. There's Mark Andrews. Welcome to the squad. That should be big for us. Can we go beat the Seahawks? Maybe we can get a Ken Walker out of this deal. Can't beat the Seahawks, so we keep it pushing. Jaguars, they're not going to have a running back for us. Josh Hines-Allen could be cool, though. Or somebody else I'm not thinking of. Maybe BTJ instead of Wandale. No, we are going defense. So do we land a starter or no? We do. So we're going to go take Josh Hines-Allen, I think. Is Josh Hines-Allen... Ooh. Devin Lloyd, I feel like, contributes to a much bigger need for our team. We're taking Devin Lloyd. And he's a little ways down here, but welcome to New York, Devin Lloyd. That's another big move for this team. All right, can we beat the Colts and maybe get a Jonathan Taylor out of the deal? No, we can't beat the Colts. We can't beat teams with good running backs, apparently. Can we beat the Cowboys? Yes. So let's find out if we get a spot we want to even look at. I would take a CeeDee Lamb. I really would. Show me a Sedarius. We are getting him. We are at the point where there is no reason we don't win a Super Bowl this year other than Madden is bad. Like that would be it. That would be the reason. Cowboys fans, don't look. CeeDee Lamb is a New York Giant. That's got to hurt. That's got to hurt. Can we beat the Panthers? What would they have? Derek Brown, maybe? I don't think they don't have a running back. So if we get offense or special teams, we're moving on. If we get defense, we'll check. We are getting defense. Okay. Okay. Need a starter. Derek Brown would be that guy. I have no faith. Cool, we're getting a starter. Unless they have a safety. I don't know who the Panthers have in this world. Derek Brown's really good. Chuba's interesting, but I'm good, I think. I think bolstering defensive line is always the answer. And there he is, Derek Brown, a New York Giant. A New York football giant, I should say. We are on a bye week this week, so we get nothing. That's okay, though. Mostly, I'm rooting for the odds that we get another, like we can get a better running back. We lose to Washington, but that's okay. We are 6-3, slightly worse so far this year than last year, but that's okay. The Cowboys, like Micah Parsons would be the only thing that they have, the only person that they have that's worth a shot. Special teams, I mean, I guess... Do they have a sick punter? Jack Browning. Like, Brandon Aubrey's not better enough than Boswell, so I'm good. We got the Rams. They don't have anything I really would want anyways, and that's okay because we lose. The Niners could give us CMC. I don't know if he's still a high overall right now, but we could take CMC. I'm going to give it a week. I'm going to see about... We're just going to sim a couple weeks, and we're going to pick one of the running backs if we win a game. We beat the Eagles. Well, okay. We're going to do multiple here. Can we get Saquon from the Eagles? Or can we get CMC? No. Do we want Nick Bosa? They have a safety. Hold on. I wasn't thinking. Do the Niners have a safety? Or at this point, a defensive tackle, because we might need a backup. I went the very wrong way with that. Hufunga's all right, but he's not what I want. Do I trade for him anyways? Or Jair Brown? No, it's okay. We're just not going to waste our time there. We're just not. Oh, Fred Warner. Duh. Actually, I lied. Duh. We're going to get Fred Warner. Maybe. We've got the Fred Warner possible. Do we get a starter from the Niners? We do. Okay. So we're taking Fred Warner. And now we've added Fred Warner to the squad. Welcome, welcome. Now we do another spin. Is it an Eagles offensive starter that we get? It is. Thank goodness. Saquon's coming home. We can't trade for Saquon. He's injured. Oh my God. That's the worst thing that has ever happened in the history of ever. All right, looks like we're not taking an Eagle. Can we get Josh Jacobs? That is the question. We cannot. Do we get an Eagle again? Anybody from Washington? They might have a safety that could do. I'm regretting the... Okay. We need a... Well, okay. Can we get something from them? Who did I just say? Who did we beat? Washington. The Commies. Only an offensive player. We're out. We don't need... Well, hold on. Who do the Commanders have at running back now? I know I'm thinking about real life, but we're 2 years in the future. If Travion, he's not better enough to make it worth messing with. The Texans, though, do we beat them? Heading into the playoffs, we do. So we spin again. The Texans are going to have something we want one way or the other, I think. So they're giving us an offensive player. We can take Joe Mixon, who's only an 86. We can take Nico. We don't need to, is the issue. So we're going to take... We can't take Joe Mixon. We're not going to take anything, I guess. We have to hope for some good playoff moves, I guess. All right, first playoff game of this season, we get the Eagles, and we beat them. We get a chance again at Saquon. Please give us an offensive Eagle. Yes, we have a chance. It's not a guarantee yet, but it's a chance. We are a 96 overall football team. I don't know how we're losing games. Can we have a starter? I can't look. Can't look. Yes, we got a starter. Okay. So as long as they exist as a possible player, injury-wise, we can steal Saquon, which is the most important piece. Oh, thank goodness. We can steal Saquon. All right, we have Saquon now. Let's see if we can get vengeance against the Packers. We can. 42-28, that's a blowout. The Packers might have somebody. Let's see. We can always improve a team. Unless it's an offensive guy or a special teamer. All right, the Packers don't have anybody worth stealing offensively, so we're good there. Let's see if we can beat the Cowboys. They also won't be a team we take from offensively, but we lost. No, we didn't. Okay. I thought we lost. I was shocked. Of course, though, if anybody is going to take this team down, it would be Patrick Mahomeboy. Can we get a defensive player? We can. Hold on. We might add Micah Parsons before this is all said and done. Or a safety. I don't know who they have in Dallas. But hold on. It could get interesting. Do we get a big addition before the Super Bowl? We do. All right. Who is it going to be, Dallas? Who can we steal to finally give something to? It's going to be Micah, man. It's gotta be Micah. Now Cowboys fans really do need to look away. We took Micah and CD from them. That's tough. If this team loses to Mahomes, there might not be a world where we can win one, though. That's all I can say. Oh, all right. You know what? Let's watch this Super Bowl, or at least Super Sim it. Watch what happens as we load into a Super Bowl. We got to give the Giants their correct Super Bowl uniform, though. Got to go back to the gray pants. Do they have a current, like, gray pants? They do. Okay. Though the history does say the team that wears white is most likely to win. So, that's scary. Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl would be an exciting time. Let's not go play by play. Let's go quarter by quarter. First quarter, Burrow takes the lead, and that's it. The Chiefs do have the ball deep in the field, or in the red zone. Tie ball game, punt. Giants take a one possession lead. The Chiefs get the ball after halftime. They tie it at 14, 21-14 for the Giants. Mahomes is going to drive, but he's going to throw and be picked by former Chief Trent McDuffie. Joe Burrow, do you have it in you to put this one away? Burrow 10 yards to Wandale. Burrow another 10 to Mark Andrews. Burrow deep, another 21 to Mark Andrews. 5-yard run by Burrow and a touchdown pass to Mark Andrews that will put away. Ooh, it might not put away Mahomes. Mahomes is driving. Couple big plays, a touchdown to that piece of shit Xavier. Well, maybe not, but a touchdown to that asshole Xavier Worthy. A drop by Saquon. Catch by Mason Taylor, of all people. A drop by CD. No. 3rd and 7, 8-yard reception to Mark Andrews. 3-yard run by Saquon. A negative 2-yard run by Saquon. And only a 5-yard catch by Saquon. Oh, they go for it on 4th. Burrow to Wandale. First down and game over. Joe Burrow kneels out the Super Bowl. And it only took 3 seasons. But the Giants are Super Bowl champions after assembling the greatest team ever assembled. By far. Like, it's unquestionable. And somehow the Chiefs still almost had him. Why is Michael Mayer the one getting lifted up? Joe Burrow finally gets his ring. He's getting talked to by the NFL Network people. Here comes the trophy. Carried out by Randy Moss. Hello. There's Joe Burrow. There's the entire O-line. There's Mark Andrews not taking his helmet off for some reason. Michael Mayer's on the podium for some reason. Tyler Nubin. What a weird collection of guys. But Mahomes tried to do it. Mahomes really did. Saquon had an awful game. The Chiefs sold out to stop him. They just could not sell out to stop Neighbors, Andrews, or Wandale. Insane. Wow. CeeDee Lamb, known Super Bowl choker. No catches. Defensively, who had the pick? Oh, Trent McDuffie, right. In Madden, it only takes the greatest team of all time to win a Super Bowl, apparently. But that'll do it for this video. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure to like, subscribe, do whatever the things are. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.